Hey you guys, welcome to the channel, the Hispanic Expat. I just wanted to get on here just to give you guys an update so far on where I've been in my life thus far. I know my last video was about 2 months ago in June. Um, and just after that video, I just kind of got caught up with not just my job that I have, right? Which is more of like an 8 to 5, 9 to 5 job, but um, also with my goals as far as like getting into remote work, being in a mentor group, applying for applications, that sort of thing. This is just gonna be more of a rant, just earlier I was just kind of like basically I was basically like just making a list of titles of what I was gonna talk about, but I just kind of gave up. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna kind of give a rant here and just kind of let it flow. But what I've been up to the last 2 months since that video, um, not gonna lie, it's been a little bit hard. Not to like obviously not to feel sorry about myself or anything like that, but it's just things have not been going the way as I had planned. Obviously, when it comes to certain goals that we have in mind, when it comes to like trying to get that specific job, get that specific promotion, that raise, right? Especially if it's more career oriented. Um, Considering the job market right now, it's not, it's basically not as easy. I'm not saying it's not possible, but it's just not, you just got to stand out a lot more, right? So I've had to kind of redirect my priority and my time and energy from applying to jobs to more going on, uh, let's just say, like more contract work or freelance work, which I'm in the works of doing that. And really, I'm just at a point where I just want to focus on obviously the main job I have, right? The job that I currently have to save money, which I've been doing, which on the positive end, I've been able to save money considering that I live at home, right? I've moved out. I've lived before on my own, but at the moment I live at home, so I've been able to save money. I've been able to build my credit more just recently. Um, I've been also able to shift into this whole YouTube channel, which I haven't been active, to be honest. Um, but I believe now that we're 4 months away from the end of the year, I feel that the best route is to just focus on this channel, try to build something on it, and just kind of push content as I go. Also, really, I think also with, as you guys may know, I did that interview with my good friend, one of my really good friends that I'm always talking with every week, almost every day is with Ryan. I'll make sure to put a link of his YouTube channel because he's been promoting he's been more active with his content, especially now that he has about 6 weeks or over a month now in Paraguay. So he, I think it's kind of an inspiration a little bit from him as far as the conversations I've had with him, where I think in this day and age, right, considering if you're a Gen Z, right, or a millennial, right. In my case, I'm 26, right, born in the 90s. If you're living in a Western country, or if you're living, um, in the basically modern society or Western civilization, right? I mean, it would be really naive to really say that everything is fine, that there's no issues. Obviously, there's issues all around the world, no matter where you go in this world. But I think certain issues of trying to get ahead, right? Inflation, opportunities when it comes to work or career, like a lot of those things, I've always questioned it, right? I've always um, I've always challenged it, right? Especially being somebody in their mid 20s, working a 9 to 5 and, you know, making $20 an hour when $20 an hour can only get you so much. Uh, let alone like to pay for rent or basic necessities. Um, I do feel that I think it's almost essential now to kind of not rely on that job that you want to get, or rely exactly on that promotion or all these things. I feel like a lot of young people now, they're kind of catching on to the fact that, like, not all of them, because some of them are just kind of like, they just take it as it is. But I think myself, right? Some people I know in my circle, where they know that they're really not getting they're really not getting what their parents or their grandparents got, as far as being able to have somewhat of a quality of life where they can really see a future, right? I mean, a lot of older folks, a lot of older people, they've, even then they're struggling, right? But I mean, when it comes to the opportunities kind of come and go, right? They always change, and I feel like we're sort of in a we're in a time right now where I think it's more important to be your own boss. And again, as I mentioned before of Ryan, right, from his channel, I think he's sort of proven that, in a sense that, you know, you can geo arbitrage, you can buy your time back, you can have more freedom, as far as, when it comes to, I don't want to say just with the government, but when it comes to freedom of how you want to dictate your life, and obviously not having that financial burden or financial strain. Um, so, yeah, I mean, really, it's right now. It's like I said, like there's goals that I was working on the last several weeks, as far as like applying for jobs, trying to get interviews, and all this stuff, and like you just don't get a response, right? So I do feel like, in terms of my case, you know, it's also kind of giving me an opportunity to kind of focus a little bit more on the more important things, right? Like, obviously family and like relationships, and, friends that I have and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, it's just, it almost feels like it can almost feel like a waste of time, right? It can be, right? But I think knowing that you kind of shift yourself from whatever it is that you're doing. If you're trying something and you're not getting the result, then you gotta shift into something else, and then see it in hopes of getting a different result, right? Um, so obviously trying is better than not even trying at all, right? Like in this case, I'm I'm doing a video, therefore I am trying, and whoever sees this, whoever is following me and stuff, that's, I thank you guys, right? Even though I have, I think, 12 subscribers at the moment, I don't have a lot of views, but I think ultimately the goal is to build this YouTube channel at some point. um, really bring some of my thoughts, as far as what I think is the future, or what is the future of, you know being able to create your own life, right? Like, if that's outside of the US, outside of Europe, outside of, um, the Western countries, where it's like, it's almost like you can't, unless you're like a super rich doctor or a super rich lawyer, these like super famous, or not famous, but super wealthy entrepreneurs, which, to be honest, I mean, there's only so many that come around, right? And the more money you make, the more basically, it's almost a never ending thing, as far as with, um, trying to be like the top 1%, right? But I think, like I said, I think in a realistic manner, um, I'm gonna be kind of focusing more on this YouTube channel. I do have some topics that, is kind of pertain to what's going on in the world at the moment, what's going to happen soon. Um, and I just feel like I said, nothing is certain, right? I think this whole illusion of, you know, having your retirement, right? Or having, uh, being able to have, as I've mentioned, right, like in my first video, the American dream. Yeah, it's kind of, people are struggling, right? I mean, I would say I'm struggling, but not as bad as maybe other people at the moment. Um, but people are struggling. Um, that is that is a reality. That is a pill that should be swallowed. That should be taken notice of, right? Because in this day and age, I mean, you have so much of, like I said, you have so many audiences, right? You have a lot of and again, this is not my best video at the moment, or like I said, it's more of a rant of what I'm talking about. But I think in the end of it, the most important message that I can give, as far as anybody who's watching this video, is to take it day by day. Um, you know, that's what I've learned. Take it day by day. Don't really plan every single thing out, which I think that was one of my flaws, like starting this journey, right? Not only with this YouTube channel, but um, in general, right? Um, and like I said, I do feel that it's just taking it day by day and setting a plan or setting some goal, right? I'll probably share it in another video of as far as what I think my ultimate goal would be. Um, and it does have to do with my good friend Ryan, as far as getting residency. That's something that's in the works at the moment, considering my circumstances as far as with my job and stuff. Where hopefully I'm able to go visit Paraguay soon in the coming months to get my residency. It'll just be like a trip, right? Two weeks, maybe three, just depending. Um, that's something that I'm looking forward to. Obviously, it'll be in about several months from now into next year, potentially. For sure next year, not potentially, for sure. But I think that's a message that I can just share, is that we gotta do the best that we can with the resources that we can, uh, with just with just and also I think also, to be quite frank, to not be hard on ourselves, right? I feel like we can be a lot of times us ourselves. I don't know about you guys, but like me, I could sort of be the hardest person on myself at times. Um, you do have to set a standard as far as when you want to achieve something, right? But I do feel that, like, um, being too hard on yourself, or like expecting perfection to some extent, even though it's not entirely perfect. It's like you want to have this event in a certain way. It's like, no, it's like, you just got to start somewhere, and you just got to keep going, and see where it takes you, and learn with what you got. Um, you know, take, take it from experience. And I feel like I'm starting to kind of catch up on that, with just the simple fact that, hey, I'm gonna hit a record button and I'm gonna start speaking, right? Maybe I'm not gonna get like so many views, maybe less views this video than my last two videos, but I think at the end of the day, it's starting somewhere, right? And overall, as I said, like as far as my update, you know, life does kind of get busy. I have a job, right? I have people that I talk to, things that I do for friends or for family. As I mentioned before, the whole like trying to apply for remote jobs, talking to my mentors and stuff like that. But I feel like at the end of the day, you know, we just got to do as the best that we can, right? So Anyways, you guys, hopefully I'll put out another video soon. Maybe I'll focus on another topic, maybe a specific topic pertaining to, maybe remote work, maybe why I'm considering like Paraguay, right? I've also considered Mexico because I am a dual citizen of the U.S. and Mexico, but um, you know, there's also other places to consider, right? Anyways, I'll let you guys go, and I'll talk to you guys very soon. Peace.